Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval Creed. Today we'll be going over the newest, tier 20 ship, that is Kuznetsov. So it's a Russian carrier. It's pretty much exactly like Liaoning, except there are a few differences, mainly in terms of the way she plays. So before that, let's go over her general stats. Here we go. We have 100,000 health. We have 50% torpedo damage resistance. We have up to 50 millimeters of armor. That would be on the deck. So we have an armored deck. It doesn't really seem to help against bombs, though, since I was still able to do plenty of damage with the bombs that the ship comes with. We have 24 aircraft. We only have fighters and dive bombers, so no any kind of torpedo bombers or anti-ship missile aircraft, just dive bombers. We go 30 knots, which is still pretty fast. We have only one flight group. We have 3 squads of 2 aircraft each for fighters, and the same thing for dive bombers. And our AA is pretty substantial as well. It's some of the best AA in the game, if not the best. And then our aircraft, we have Su-33s, which are these jet aircraft right here. These are pretty nice, actually. They're pretty fast, they have a nice camo, pretty strong as well. They're probably one of the better aspects of this carrier is the fighters. They seem to last a lot longer than Lioning's aircraft. So that is always a benefit, because with Lioning, yes, you'd be able to shoot down squadrons, but you would only be able to do like half a squadron before you ran out of ammo. So having something that lasts a little bit longer is very much appreciated. Each of your aircraft or dive bombers carries 6 bombs. These are the stats here: 12,500 damage each with a 98% chance of fire. You're going to do a lot of damage, don't get me wrong. However, with only 6 aircraft, that's 36 bombs, but still I'm having trouble one-shotting ships, but I mean, it still does a ton of damage. Right, for consumables, we have, this. You have repair, I chose repair, and then you have improved afterburner, which increases your aircraft speed. And then you actually get a smoke screen and a def AA instead of a radar and def AA, such as Liaoning has. The smoke screen is definitely not the best option, I would say. I'd rather have the radar, because the radar for Liaoning lasts like 3 minutes and it covers the entire map. So you can see where your next target is, or if the target's all alone, or just even where on the map it is, so you don't have to go hunting for it. Without further ado, I'm going to toss her into a game, and then I'm actually going to do a game in Liaoning afterwards to show you the comparison. So let's toss ourselves in. Alright, let's see what kind of game we have today. We are at an 8.5 and 9.6 kind of game, so that's pretty high, actually. For these special carriers, especially Yushen, you might be tossed into lower tier games, such as 6.5 or 7.0's matchmaking, and you just completely curb stomp everything in your path. At these higher tiers, it's not so easy to do that, so it's more enjoyable of a game. Right, so we're going to start out by heading off towards A over here. Let's get our fighters in the air and our dive bombers in the air as well. So I do have health buffs and speed buffs applied, so do keep that in mind. But this is the perfect chance to use radar, so you can figure out where exactly the carrier is. That way you can go out and snipe her and get her out of the game as quickly as possible. Or you can find a lone battleship and try and do damage there. So what ships have the most AA? Freddy de Gross has pretty much nothing. Same with Alzus. Same with Vladdy actually has a lot. Missouris are kind of dangerous. Minotaurs are really dangerous. Lanes, not really. Yeah, so the main things to stay away from are gonna probably be Akazuki, Minotaur, and Missouris, and especially Kuznetsov. But if we get Kuznetsov sunk right at the beginning, then we don't have to worry about her. Alright, so let's put all of our... Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright, there we go. So these squadrons are around each other. Let's see, what is the first best target for these dive bombers? Now, they did actually make a change to the reticle of the bombing since then, or since I played her last, so we'll get a chance to see how she is now. Let's go for Vladivostok. Oh, no, just kidding, there, the Minotaur right there. So we're gonna go for the Fargo then. And we got 15 bomb hits, 37,000 damage, and 3 fires, and that ship is gone. Okay, cool. So that was our first attack. We're not sighted right now, and we do have a smoke screen, remember? So we can always just pop that and disappear. Now the smoke screen actually doesn't cover the entire ship, but as long as it covers the central tower, that is usually all it takes to be concealed. Right, so now we're just gonna chill over here. There's the Akazuki as well. So I'm going to bring my fighters a little bit closer so I don't lose them unnecessarily. And then I think we're going to go for that Alzus next. But you can see this is a really, really nice ship. And she also does have secondaries. I know we didn't go over that. But she has a couple rocket launcher secondaries. And, I mean, it's not much. And you really shouldn't be in a secondary range with this ship. You have armor on the top of your ship, but not on the sides. Alright, so yes, I did just have the computer drop the bombs. I didn't manually drop them. But you'll still be able to hit quite a few of them. But you can try manual drop to see if that is your cup of tea. With carriers themselves, I find it a little bit difficult. But we can try it for this one on the Alzus, considering it's a larger target. And we are now in the cap, so we're going to be capping this. We're going to slow down here in a minute. And let's see what we can do here. If we can even hit her. 22 bomb hits, 31k, 2 fires. Okay, so it is a little bit better. We're just going to chill here for a second. And we're going to be able to cap the base here pretty soon, so let's keep going this way. Get my fighters as a screening force here. I mean, I could try and tangle with the enemy carrier, which is all the way over here, but I mean, it's already all the way over here, so. We are detected by aircraft, so they do know where I am at this point. But that's alright. We'll be able to get out our dive bombers and just keep finishing them off one by one. So it seems like the Alzus is going to go down here pretty soon. And that is a big blob of anti-aircraft defense, especially with 2 Missouris of Laddie and a Minotaur in there. I definitely will be losing some aircraft if I hit that. So you know what? Maybe we should go for the carrier. Just to see if we can get her out of the game for right now. And we're going to go this way. Alright, so here's the Kuznetsov. And let's see what we can do against her. I think I'm going to try and manual drop this as well. Remember, she does have the armored deck. But 35 bomb hits and 75,000 damage later and 2 fires, you go down pretty quickly. But so do our fighters. Alright, time to get out. Looks like we're being attacked as well. Well, they tried. Yeah, so one can just go up there. Alright, let's get our strike aircraft back out and see if we can finish off the rest of the ships. Looks like the Akazuki actually finished off the carrier. Oh, she's down here. Okay. Let's adjust our course a little bit. And let's pop out our dive bombers again here. So yeah, you pretty much just sail around the outside of the ship and you use your dive bombs to obliterate anything in your path. You can take a look at the aircraft too. They're really nice looking. Alright. So our dive bombers are almost out again. What do we want to go? Oh. Alright, so the team's actually coming after us now, so we're going to book it. And what are we going to hit? Let's actually do this. You go there. No. Okay, fine. So this is just normal. Yeah, see, I'm losing actually a lot of aircraft doing this. Alright, we're going to pop a smoke screen. And repair the fire. And we're just going to disappear. We're going to turn to the left as well. Alright, so the rest of our team, though we don't actually have much now, we have a Lean that's just about dead, a Fargo that's just about dead, 2 battleships, and the Akazuki over here, which will soon be dead. But let's see what else we can do in the meantime, because it's probably going to be up to carry this game, which is fine. We're going to have to focus on targets that are singled out. So for example, this Frede de Gros is aground right now, and she's going to be falling behind. So that will be a perfect target for my bombers once I am in a position to bomb them. I'm going to put my fighters around my dive bombers as well to act as some kind of AA defense. I'm still leaving a smoke screen, by the way. It is a very long-lasting smoke screen. Alright, so here we go. All the bombs. Boom, 36 bombs, 64,000 damage, 2 fires. She's going to be a little toasty for a little bit. But so are we, since we have literally the entire team chasing us down. And I'm not sure why we're stopping. Let's keep going. The Frede de Gros is going to be going down here pretty soon. We are going to take a lot of damage here, though, unfortunately. Though we do have our smoke screen in about a minute, so if we can survive till then we'll be okay. So the Freddy's going to go down. Let's get our bombers out in the air again. Right, now we're on fire. Don't have a choice but to repair that. You know what? We're actually going to just angle ourselves away a little bit better here. Alright, and let's go down here. You can see having just dive bombers is not really the best. Yes, they do a lot of damage, but only if you hit with them. 32 bombs, 58,000 damage, a couple fires, but every time I get set on fire, we're actually going to smoke up. Every time I'm set on fire, it means I can't launch aircraft, so we actually have to wait until it's done. But the Missouri will go down. There we go. And maybe I can actually get around this island, because if I can get around this island, I'll be okay. But I need this fire to go out. 8 seconds left. I'm out of spare fighters. I have 3 dive bombers left, and I have 2 battleships chasing me. Alright, so fire went out. We are now landing our aircraft again. Smoke screen is still up for 40 seconds. So those are good right now. I get my other fighters in the air. I only have 2 left. And then get our dive bombers back in the air as well. And our best bet right now is to, no, we're gonna keep going this way, because the smoke screen is still hiding us from view. Right, and let's see which one do we... Actually, the Missouri's almost down, so I think we're gonna focus on the Vladivostok, and then just have the Missouri be finished by the rest of our team. I don't think that's going to be a good drop, though. Oh, just kidding. We completely destroyed her. Okay. So, let's just turn around here a bit. But yeah, so if you are ever attacked yourself, you play very defensively. And there goes the Iowa. But yeah, I mean, it's not the best ship. It does do a lot of damage, though, if you can nail your bombs. She is very, very dangerous against battleships and carriers in particular, with those bombs. But anything else, even destroyers, like I wouldn't even try it against a destroyer. Cruisers, I did it at the very beginning, and it was sailing in a straight line, and it was relatively easy to hit. But if they're maneuvering, then probably not the easiest. But we did 431,000 damage, 3 ships were sunk, 170 bomb hits, 19 aircraft shot down, 16 fires, 2 modules destroyed, and 1 capped base. We had 20,000 base XP and 36,000 free XP. This is a prism ship, so you do get the bonus. Fires actually did 114,000 damage, and bombs only did 317,000 damage. So actually kind of low for a super carrier. This is damage numbers that I can get from like tier 9 ships, honestly. But we're going to show you how she compares against Lioning, which is pretty much the same exact ship, as you can see here by her model. But we are able to use the missiles instead. So we're going to now play a game in Lioning to show you how she plays in comparison to Kuznetsov. Alright, let's see what kind of game we have. Lioning, Vladivostok, Alsace, Frederick de Gross, Alsace, Missouri, Lean, Fargo, and Alaska. So quite a few battleships, and a few cruisers, and no destroyers. So just the way I like it. So main changes, we have a little bit more health, I think. We have a little bit worse AA. We do not have a smoke screen, we have a radar. And we only have 2 squadrons of fighters, 2 squadrons of dive bombers, but we have 2 squadrons of anti-ship missiles, which are honestly, I think, a lot better. Right, so we're going to put our ship missiles in the air first, and then our dive bombers, or at least that's how I would like them to come out. Let's see what they actually do. The reload for all the aircraft is the same. Okay, so they did do that. So sometimes if you have, like let's say I wanted my torpedo bombers out first and then dive bombers like I did, sometimes if the reload rate of the aircraft is the same, it messes up the order, and sometimes the dive bombers come out first. So you really have to be careful about that. It just take a second to let the torpedo bombers start coming off the deck, and then just say, okay, now dive bombers, you come out, even if they are already reloaded. Alright, so we're going to pop a radar because it lasts for literally 240 seconds. And it literally shows you everything. So there's 3 ships there. And then the rest of them are all right there. So I'm assuming these are the carrier and 2 battleships. Alright, so we have an Alsace already. Oh, that one's a cruiser. And so the carrier might be down here. It's probably that one. Okay, so time to get our aircraft in order since they are now all out. And let's see what we're going to mess up here. So I think these missiles are going to go for Alsace, which is just a point and click, honestly. Just point, and then they'll do the rest. Then the dive bombers can come after Lean over here. The carrier is going to go here, just like last game. It's nice that we have the same map as well, if not the same target. So yeah, there goes one battleship already. So it's not the you have to let it burn down. That was an immediate destruction of an Alsace with 72,000 damage. Lean, okay, 26,000. Not as much as Kuznetsov, honestly, but the main thing about Liaoning is not her dive bombers. Her dive bombers are more of a way to follow up on attacks and not actually be the main attack. Okay, so our fighters are still just chilling here. Lean is burning and getting knocked down from the rest of our team pretty heavily. Though our Lean is just went down as well. There's actually quite a few ships right there, so we got plenty of targets. Also, the good thing about the anti-ship missile aircraft, or the torpedo bombers, is that you can launch them from a far range, or a long range, and still have them hit. So you're not actually in AA range of the enemy ships when you're shooting. You can be, actually I don't know the entire distance, but you can be farther away and still not have an issue with damaging the ship. So for example, this Frede de Gros, I can be, well, where this line starts, that's where I'm launching the missiles, but the actual range of the missiles is very much farther away. So I could actually launch from twice as far as that and still have them hit. And boink, boink, almost entirely destroyed Frede de Gros, but if you bring out your dive bombers and finish up the job, then you can just one-shot battleships left and right. And that is exactly what you do with this ship. Now, I prefer the 2 missiles launched because they are faster and hit the target quicker. But you can also launch 4 missiles that actually do more damage, but they are not as fast, and I find them a little bit harder to deal with. But they're good for events where damage is important because, like I said, the 4 missiles actually do more damage than the 2 missiles, even though obviously I haven't had any issues with taking out battleships with them. But in terms of like events and stuff like that, the 2 missiles is never going to be enough because by the time you reload your missiles and launch them again, if it's a event ship that has a super heal or something like that, it just continuously heals, you're never going to be able to out damage its heal. Okay, so let's just drop these 2 missiles right here to begin with. And then Squad 3 is coming out as well. You just point and click and boom, there goes half a battleship. And then you follow up with 2 more missiles and there they go. And you just sit there and boom, there it goes again. And all of a sudden your dive bombers are pretty much ready to come out too. We haven't even used our fighters yet. Let's change course a little bit. Enemy team is kind of pushing very hard. We have 1 Missouri right there, and a Vladi and a Frede de Gros. And I'm pretty sure that's actually it. Yeah, that's actually, now that is all. That's it. Alright. So our dive bombers are out. And let's finish off this flatty. And let's get our torpedo launchers back out, or anti-ship missiles. So it's literally just easy. It's just not hard at all. The ship is so easy to play. It's very, very strong. You have a couple different options on how you can play her as well. I want to go for this Vladivostok, but I don't really have a good angle coming from the north, so we're going to have to come from the south here. So let's put our missile launchers together. And let's kind of angle them like this, because I can still hit from that kind of angle. And she's going to be turning here soon anyways. Boink, 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 boink. Yep, that easy. Okay, cool. Let's get our dive bombers back out. We keep coming this way a little bit. Our fighters can come over here. Behind islands. And just rain missiles on everyone. It's really, really easy. It's so much easier gameplay than Kuznetsov. Not that Kuznetsov is hard. It's just you don't have to worry about losing aircraft as much. I think we're going to drop this lean because she's a cruiser, and we might be able to actually finish her off with the dive bombers. And the aiming reticle for the dive bombers is a lot smaller than Kuznetsov, so you can easily still hit all of your bombs, or the majority of them, and do a ton of damage. Our anti-ship missiles are coming back out. We're going to try and focus on this Missouri, since she is still pretty much full health. We are also the last one now on the team. So time to get our fighters in action, because the carrier seems to like us right now. There goes 2 aircraft. We're going to save our ammo for a little bit. And let's see what we can do against this Missouri over here. And then bring our dive bombers back out as well. Alright, so we're going to finish off that Missouri here. What are our fighters doing? We're going to take down these missiles. Oh, we didn't get it in time. So that's going to hurt. Yep, that definitely hurt. Okay. Well, that's fine. Dive bombers go around each other. Right now I should probably take these out first. There we go. I do only have a little bit of ammo left. Yeah, see, the ammo is now gone out of all those aircraft. But our own AA should be able to knock down this one dive bomber. I say that, and we don't. Okay. So why do we stop? Let's go. Let's get our dive bombers out here. Let's go bring our torpedo bombers down for this carrier, because we're going to need that ship gone here pretty soon. Dive bombers. Let's go 1 on Missouri and 1 on Lean. Because if I don't sink her with the bombs, I should be able to sink her with the fighters. And I really need my fighters up again, because we really can't take another hit now. Where's this carrier? She's over here. Alright, we're going to knock down those missile planes before they can launch. There we go. And let's drop you. This is actually a pretty close game, believe it or not. Alright, we're going to drag the enemy fighters over our own AA so we don't have to worry about them. Okay, there we go. And our dive bombers need to come down. Ooh, we need to intercept that and finish off this carrier. So that will be good. We're actually we're losing in points right now, honestly. Is that Missouri still alive? Yes, it is. And I missed that. Oh, got saved by the island. Okay, cool. And let's just get our missile launchers back out, ready for that. Alright, so now the lining should be done. Say that, and we miss. So we're going to have to use one of our torpedo launchers. That's fine. 4 is going to focus on the Missouri. 3 is going to come down here and finish the lining. We are capping Bravo right now. I need to not get shot by the Missouri as best as I can. There goes lining. Oh, we're being shot by a Missouri. We might actually lose this. Oh! Nope. Alright, well, you can still kind of see how you can play this ship. Upsetting that we lost that. Alright, so let's see how we did. 644,000 damage, 7 ships sunk, 24 torpedo hits, 44 bomb hits, 25 aircraft shot down, 6 fires, 1 model destroyed, 1 capped base, and 3 defended caps. Yeah, we did so much more damage. Those missiles right there, look, 504,000 damage. That's the majority of my damage. Bombs did 111,000, and fires only did 28,000. So we did a ton more damage, and it's all because of those missile launchers. So when it comes down to it, I really think Liaoning is a lot better than Kuznetsov. But if you are better with dive bombers, or you just like that ship in general, go for it. I mean, she's not a bad ship. I just think this one is better. So with that, I will finish up today's video. If you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe, and join me tomorrow or next time while we go over the newest rank point ship I have, which is Project 66 or Moskva. Take care.